In Nara, Japan, a deer patiently waits for the traffic to come to a stop before crossing the road. Why deer here, not like Japanese deer? Stupid deer! Face the wrath of my Ford F-150. Hi again, guys. And the full video of that deer following the law and not jaywalking in Japan is actually very sweet and cool to look at. He seems like a polite fella who is actually flabbergasted that cars won't yield the right of way to him. Which would only be fair, because usually deers do not wait on this kind of stuff. That was posted to the subreddit, "Deers are effing stupid," when the mods were asleep and you could actually post a smart one. The community is about exactly what you think it is, and I'm sure it's one that you can relate to. Everybody in the continental United States and Canada has at least one story of how dumb deer can be. Like, I have a personal one where one got stuck in my fence as a kid, and like, it was just too rowdy for us to be able to get it out of there, and so it had to be put down. Some hunters volunteered to take the deer's remains so that like it would at least go into the use of something and it wouldn't be a total waste. But that's like a thing deer do. They get stuck in fences, they run into oncoming traffic, they jump off of overpasses onto the concrete below, just dying in really dumb and sad ways. Always traumatizing the human children that the deer forced to watch them die, going on for decades now. And what you'll find is that this polite Japanese deer is having the complete inverse relationship with humans that deer here at home tend to have. I would not describe Americans as like the nicest people or like most compassionate ever. I would not describe myself that way. But with deer, you'll often find people going out of their way to try and help them when they get caught in a pickle, like slamming the brakes on their car to avoid running into them, though that's personally motivated for not wanting to get a fender bender, but it's also at risk of personal injury. It's not like we want to hit animals with our cars. People go out of their way to get deer unstuck from fences. There's people you can call to help you with that. Only for these deer to throw these shows of compassion back in our face by dying anyways or getting stuck in that same fence again right after being freed from it. I wanted to lead with the exception to this rule of deers being stupid because a good first impression is important, and I do want to give a wider view of deer culture. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one like it. Also, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss an upload. Okay, let's get into this. I've tried to curate down the ones that aren't like really gruesome. I tried to make sure the ones I'm showing you, the deer most likely walked away from this stuff. Have you ever seen a deer sneeze? I will say I have sneezed hard enough where it feels like I could have done a backflip with the propulsion I got from it. When humans sneeze, it is kind of weird. All the air is coming out of our nose this way, but we tend to look down when we do it because we're considerate and don't want to get germs on people. This dude decided to be really selfish and just scare the shit out of all of his deer homies. This one is in the thumbnail, and I don't even know how you get yourself in this predicament, man. Like, I'm pretty sure he's fine. He's just like really embarrassed that A, he's in this position, and B, anybody was around to observe him in it. This feels like the type of shit that Team Rocket would be in at the end of an episode when they're doing a comedic gag about somewhere they're stuck after blasting off again. I can practically hear the deep sigh this guy is doing when he saw the camera taking pictures of him. This next one is an example of like humans actively trying to help deer like get off the road so that they're not in danger, and deer just being too dumb to accept the help. This is from I Don't Even Cams Broski on TikTok.
Come on, buddy, you gotta get out the road. Go, come on. Hey.
Finally, something you can actually touch with a 10-foot pole. I understand why he used the stick, because even if they're not predators, getting hit with one of those hooves is still gonna hurt, especially if it hits like your liver or solar plexus. But does the deer itself take you as less of a threat if you're not touching it with your own hands, or is it like understand the stick could be used to stab it? Now he's trying to poke and prod this guy to safety, and it's just not really working out super well, and
oh shit.
it was so unnecessary. It was just dropping in flourishes in there for no reason other than not even looking cool, dude. There was no fence you were trying to clear. There was nothing to get over except yourself. Falls over, gets back up, does a high jump for some reason, can't land it, tries to skitter off again, and then I'm pretty sure he falls a third time, sorry. Yeah, it just ends. Like, you don't even get to hear the sound of the thunk on the ground. Like, that was just a deer straight up being dumb. He didn't get, like, immediately lasered for it by any oncoming truck, like, or something like that. But it's not a very flattering position to have anybody see you in. A deer when a branch cracks. One of the deer sneezing we saw earlier. Surely those other deer have sneezed themselves and at least know what it sounds like. That deer scared the shit out of itself by sneezing. So the things it has experience with, it dashes away from. Versus a deer when 2 tons of steel are coming at them them at 140 kilometers, fuck that, 100 miles per hour, all right? They'll both kill the damn thing if you run into them at that speed. And I have not seen MC ride from death grips in a mean in a long time. You know, now that I think about it, maybe humans aren't so different from deer in that regard. We very often don't know to be afraid of things that we aren't aware of. Like, there's the fear of the unknown, yeah, but like when something is in front of you and you can clearly tell that it exists, but you don't know exactly what it's capable of, that's when you get fight or flight. It's why some people think they could actually wrestle a bear one-on-one. You are not Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's not happening. Would this be a bad time to mention that I have a U-Tooth figure and it's only available for like 3 more days? Come May 20th, this little guy who has a lot of detail and love put into the packaging and the figure itself will be gone forever. This is pretty much your last chance to get it. If you guys do pick up the vinyl figure, it would mean a lot to me. And it's available at that first link in the description, but only for a few more days. Perfectly cut stupidity. And this one's in the middle of the night, so like a guy filming this might have been coming back from a long day at work. And depending on the type of person he is, this could either be the pick-me-up he needed at the end of a very, very hard day, or it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Hey, you fucking idiot, get out of the fucking road!
I'm going to guess that based on his commentary, it was the last straw. Like the revving while the deer is actively running away. I didn't do it over like a highway median, but I actually have accidentally flipped myself over a table doing that. Like instead of like jumping straight over and clearing it, you like kind of rotate over and smack your face on the ground on the other side. Rotating that much is an experience usually only gymnasts and people blown up by IEDs get to experience. I don't know what part of the brain makes it so an animal can understand like what glass is, especially if they're able to tell the difference between like transparent glass and mirror glass. Elephants can recognize themselves in mirrors and find it quite amusing, but elephants are stereotypically smart. Deer have been proven time after time to be complete fucking idiots. Like, look at this guy. Why is the Nature is Metal account posting this, man? This is like showing the least efficient things nature has to offer.
Oh, deer just jumped on my window, bro. I thought it almost cracked. Holy fucking shit.
No, he's coming around for a second. What? He's coming back!
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god, dude, that one is so good. Like, the deer came at it with technique too, at least. Like, I think he thought he could get through a second time if he put his hooves on it the right way. And you know, first deer I've seen this whole video that has managed to stick a landing at all. Hits the window, fails, but he lands on his feet and walks away to plan another route of attack. It's a hustle I have to respect. Okay, now this one is just so funny because it's like, it proves that two of the unlikeliest of friends can have the closest bonds, and sometimes the strongest friendships are created through wearing someone down by being really annoying, but not annoying enough that they can justify cutting you off and bitching you out. A mountain lion's about to pass by, just minding its own business, clearly on the prowl to hunt for something, and then the deer actually notices the trail cam. Like, they do look like hunting buddies. There's no way the cat doesn't realize that what there could be their next meal is right behind them. They're just so fed up. Okay, this one is a green text post, but it is really, really gruesome, and if it is true, it does help me understand, like, why a lot of folklore might have gotten made the way it was. I was hunting with my grandfather for my 19th birthday about a year ago, and we both watched a deer slam its head into a rock, like, just over and over again. Maybe it had the shit that was, like, in The Last of Us. I think that's a thing that deer can also get. The fact that brain-eating viruses are, like, an actual thing and not just, like, a conceptual plague kind of scares me, but it's also kind of gnarly. Like, you mean there's a thing that literally eats brains out there? Whatever, I'm getting off topic. The deer slammed its head into a rock until its antlers and skull were shattered. Okay, this doesn't get less gruesome, but it does have a direction to go that I don't think you would be expecting. Once its brains were everywhere, it tried to lick them up. It still had motor function, man. How much of the human body can still walk around without a head attached to it? And it looked like it couldn't even use its jaw or tongue right. So it just stood upright like a fucking human. This is the part where, if this is a true story and this person's not just, you know, posting the green text and isn't just posting this up there for, you know, fucking whatever points he desires in life. Like, if I saw that shit, especially if it was like during a hunting trip in a one-on-one experience, I would think, yeah, no, there's like definitely gotta be supernatural shit out in the world. There's no way it just does that. Okay, yeah, it stood upright like a fucking human and just walked into the river and died. I'm laughing because of how absurd and like how much the visual of that in my head is disturbing me. Trust, I do not enjoy the thought of this happening to wild animals. Listen, some of the dumbest things out there are also things I consider cute. Deer happen to be among them. It makes me sad how stupid they are. They should be free and not such big idiots. We left immediately and my granddad was terrified. I haven't been near the woods since. My grandpa moved to Florida with my grandmother for safety reasons. Yeah, dude, I would be scared at the sight of trees after this. I would feel the safest in like a crime-ridden city, bro. If I saw anything remotely close to that in the woods, I would be moving as far away from anything that has too much flora immediately. Like, I would go to Gotham City. I would become like pro-climate change immediately. Burn it all down because I never want to see anything like that be possible. And again, poison ivy's probably in there. Oh shit, that could be really bad for me. There's just really nowhere to go with this type of trauma, huh? I don't know why deer understand that doorways are a thing you can walk through and then choose to just absolutely headbutt their way through it instead of like calmly going up to it. Like, this is a deer going to a local establishment trying to get something done, I assume. Like, we got this motherfucker dashing on a snowy day through... Oh my god. Like, the way he burst through is identical to the Kool-Aid Man, dude. That had to have been the reference footage for when they were animating it on Family Guy specifically. The deer's panicking for a bit, but it's able to get up on its feet in a moment here. Casual look around it does, like, wait, why did I come here again? Oh, I left my grocery list at home, man. This is so embarrassing. One thing that a deer doesn't seem to have, though, is object permanence. It can't recognize the door it came in through as also a door it could leave through. Like, this deer's like, ugh, I gotta get out of here. Time to use the window. He tried twice and could not swing that shit, man. Oh my god, that was incredible. The type of work he putting up there, man, that's, ooh. Congratulations to them on figuring it out the third time around. Oh shit, okay, maybe this actually has real useful information in it. The caption is very, very caustic, but it has a lot of, informational, educational stuff in it. Idiots just leaving their kids at our doorstep for free babysitting. It's that time of year. Don't be a fawn napper. It's very common for moms to leave babies for the day while they forage. It's their hope that if they leave it near humans, that it will help keep predators away. I mean, does that work? I guess like other animals in the wild have evolved to avoid human settlements because turns out we kill a lot of wild animals. But like, bro, pay me first, man. Even Billy's first job in middle school, fucking babysitting like their little brother or some shit. Your parents, if you're well off, might give you $1.50 for it, and that seems like a lot of money at the time. Doe will often hide fawns near your home or even right outside your home, freeloaders. This does not mean the baby is orphaned. Please contact a licensed rehabilitator before moving a fawn. Unless they are crying, running around, looking for the mom, or showing signs of dehydration like curled ears or hunger, they should be left alone. A doe will leave her baby tucked away while she forages for food. By keeping her distance, she is helping safeguard her baby from predators. Okay, fair enough. I don't like it, but I can at least respect it. Okay, I want to show you guys at least one video of a deer not understanding what the hell a fence is after it just got entrapped in one. Object permanence, again, optional with these guys. For some reason, they never thought it would be necessary to develop it, the pricks, and now it's our problem. This guy very compassionately goes to clip something around the antler this deer is stuck on a fence on. It just hits a spin. It just hits a fucking spin, dude. It gets out, and it's a wild animal. It panics, does a spin, and then watch this count. Runs away, decides to go back the way the fence was. 1, 2, 3 hits. 4 hits! He finally figured out, oh wait, there's more than one direction I can walk in. Good work, guy. I guess you did some form of, like, deductive reasoning there? I don't know. Okay, here we have a deer being an explicit criminal, man. They're breaking and entering. They're using a door that was not made for them, which, all the doors deer tend to go through were not made with them in mind, but this one especially so. And if I ever have the privilege of being a homeowner, it's gonna make me second guess the idea of having, like, a kitty or doggy door that they can come and go as they please in. Dude, he did that surprisingly calmly. I thought when he got his ass stuck and accidentally moved the whole door, and instead of just the doggy door, he was about to panic and make everything worse. But no, this is one of the few deers I've seen keep their cool for more than like 5 seconds at a time. Like shit, man, there looked like there was very breakable stuff next to that door that could have very much been collateral if that deer decided to go bowl in a china shop. It's like you fell out of the stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down. I can't even tell what is on its head, man. It almost looks like it was put there intentionally. Like, he's carrying it. Like, he has purpose behind where he's carrying it, too. What even is that? Like, my first instinct says bowling ball, but I don't think a deer can even carry that with its antlers. Is it, like, soft enough that it'll come out on its own eventually? Because I feel like that's this deer's only hope for getting that thing off its head, if so. Okay, now here is a deer showing absolute proclivity for parkour. Like, this is low-key them being smart as shit. Like, this is a deer demonstrating what it could be capable of in the right conditions. Dude, we're doing the potential man thing with deer. I'm so screwed. Bro, it was successfully hitting wall jumps. That's absurd. That is a level of agility it's physically impossible for humans to reach. But they could never clear a fence? What type of goddamn deer is this, man? There's no way this is the standard one rocking around like the American suburbs getting run over by teenage drivers. Okay, I'm gonna end this on a really gross one. Deer drinks from a puddle of my pee.
You're all mate now.
No attempt to scare it off from, like, stopping it from, like, getting whatever infections you had in your urethra, man. Not that you had any, I think. Pretty sure piss is sterile, actually. But, like, dude, it's turning into primordial soup as we speak. We're watching the process of evolution take place. Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I'm done. Card I mentioned should be on screen. Remember, my YouTube is only available for a few more days. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see y'all later.